Hello and thank you for checking out the Mobula Mark 1 or Mark 2. Both of these are cargo capital vessels, both of which are unlock level, both of them are tier 1, CPU. The Mark 1 here is unlock level 7, while the Mark 2 is unlock level 10. Both are remarkably similar with a few key differences. We'll begin with the Mark 1, which is extremely cheap. Let me just show you. The most expensive thing, I think, is the neodymium, which does tend to be with early game capital vessels, but it's only 390. And I do recommend when you're done with it, cannibalizing it and turning it into the Mark II over here. Basically, this is strictly for cargo. You've got detector on it, armor locker, everything's open top, kind of going for a sort of naval vibe with it in a way. And the cargo itself, you're looking at 250,000 each. That's 500,000 in total. I believe on a planet like this, which is slightly below 1G, you're looking at 4 kilotons of cargo, which early game is really, really good. Obviously, it's not warp capable. You're going to need an EVA suit if you're going to go to the moon because, as you see, the cockpit's on the outside. I just made this as cheap and as bare as possible. But the Mark II is a slight upgrade, which basically is a warp capable equivalent, sacrificing some of the storage capacity. So you're looking at 215,000 roughly each, which is still over 400k. And then you do have a self-contained bit here with an armor locker and an O2 station. I should also point out there is an O2 station as well on this. There's no actual oxygenated rooms, but you can store a little bit of oxygen for your travels as well. Something I tend to do with a vessel like this is I do like to load up some vehicles on it to take with me. So let's say early game, you've explored most of your starter planet, you need to go to the moon to get some precious cobalt or other resources, just want to hit up other POIs, you can stash a small vessel there as well. And I tend to put a little hover miner on the back tail section here. And in case you're wondering what's the point of this tail section, it's actually to balance it. Without this, it would actually tip backwards. So it is necessary, but it's also got a slightly practical element to it too. Over here I've parked my Zol flyer on top there. It's not the best looking thing, is it, doing that? But, you know, the idea is this is an extremely cost-effective way of exploring or gathering resources, as well as hauling all of those resources back. And there you have it. Here they are in water. They settle down just perfectly on top of water. Look great in here. But yeah, the Mark 1, as I showed you the costs earlier, let me show you quickly the cost of the Mark 2. This will set you back a little bit more. You're looking at 575 neodymium, but the rest of the resources are not too much. Really, you're just paying for the warp drive there with that 50 sathium right there. They do both have projectile turrets on it, but you're not going to want to get into any fights with this. That said, this has managed to stave off a drone whilst I was mining an asteroid once before. But they're just really there to deal with any ground troops that may surprise you out of nowhere. Anyway, thank you for checking them out, and I hope you get some use out of them.